This is Brian, and welcome back to Final Fantasy X. I'm working on stat maxing, or maybe not maxing everything, but getting it as high as I want to get it. The only thing I'm not going to max out is luck, and I'm almost done for the first few characters and for getting most of the stuff on the sphere grid that I want. Just have a few more battles that I got to do with Jumbo Flan, because I need a handful more of the magic spheres. But now that I've done quite a few of these, we should have it set up so that I can do it rather quickly. I think I said only 3 more fights should do it. Yeah, first of all, we'll get that haste on there, which I neglected for way too long. If I would have put that on sooner, I could have saved myself probably a decent chunk of time. I mean, not like a matter of hours or anything, but maybe 15 to 20 minutes overall. Feel the pain. So maybe that's where pain from Final Fantasy X-2 came from. Her parents were anima fans. I know it's not spelled the same, but it's just my weird theory, right? No, I don't think that's where they got it from. I think probably got the name Pain just because it sounds like cool and edgy, right? Far be it for Final Fantasy to try to put edgelord characters in the games. Most of the protagonists for a while were kind of like that. Well, I say for a while. Notably, Cloud and Squall, back to back, were pretty edgy. Edgelord type of thing. But Zidane wasn't like that. He was pretty cheerful, happy-go-lucky. Titus is... I don't know, they kind of have him play a goofball quite a bit. Before that, he didn't really have that much as far as character. As far as their personality overall didn't come through as much. Like Final Fantasy VI, it's kind of hard with such a large cast there and so many of them having important roles to say who was the clear protagonist of that game. I know most people would probably say, like, the first half it's Terra, but the second half it's Celeste. I suppose that's fair. But Terra goes away for a while in the first half, and Celeste, I mean, in the second half, after a while you don't have to use her at all if you get enough characters recruited. Meanwhile, I should pay attention to my reflect here for the Jumbo Flan. Get that region off of him. And then talking about protagonists going farther back. For 5, well, you had Butts, or Barts, depending on which version of that you were playing. He was... I would say he was kind of like a Titus type of character. Although, once again, there's not as in-depth of a story, so you don't get quite as much of his attitude. He was kind of goofball. For 4, he had Cecil. I don't know. He was He was Cecil. He didn't really have too much of an attitude. He was just more of your stereotypical hero archetype, I think. What am I doing here? And then you go back into the first three. Well, yeah, you really, in the first game overall, you just get to pick random characters and don't really have any dialogue or anything. So, the second game, there's a little bit of story there. But I wouldn't say you get too much character development for Furion. I'd say he's the leader overall in that one, but 3 is another one where you just get whole heroes. It added a little more story to it, I think, in the later versions of it, but in the original NES one, it was kind of like 1, starting out with 4 heroes with the crystal barriers. Being MMOs. I didn't play too much of them, but if it's like other MMOs, I'm pretty sure that, well, 14 I haven't played at all, but I've seen a little gameplay, but it's an MMO, so you get to create your character, so it's not exactly like a story follows from them particularly, because it's more about the characters around you, I guess. What about 13? I played that one. Yeah, Lightning I think is supposed to be kind of the protagonist, and she's back to kind of being that edgelord type of character. And I haven't gone past that. 15 and 16, although I watched a playthrough of 16. Live is kind of... I don't know. It kind of goes back to that more stereotypical type of hero kind of guy. Gets emotional at sometimes, but overall pretty stoic, I think, and just getting the job done. I might feel different about it too if I actually played it myself, because I don't remember, even though I watched through it, I don't remember a ton of all the story. It's usually if I'm watching something like that, it's while I'm doing other stuff in the background. It's just in the background, so... And I don't know, I generally only tend to watch playthroughs that I've already played the game, but every once in a while, if there's a creator that I just like their content, I might just watch a game that I haven't played before, but that I might be interested in. I know, spoilers, but I'm not too worried about spoilers. As far as story goes, and as far as gameplay and strategies and stuff like that, well, I'm not usually paying enough attention to really pick that up anyway. Let's fight one more, and then we'll check where we're at on the spheres. Finish off Waka, Yuna, and Lulu. Get them maxed out, because I think that should give us enough. And that will be... Well, I've already defeated all of the species conquests and all of the area conquests. The next thing to go for that would be originals, which I've already defeated some of them. I might try the next one before I work on doing more Jumbo or more Don Tonberry for somebody else. I think I'll go with Titus and Orin next, even though I would probably do Titus and Riku instead. I'll leave Riku out for now, just because I'd rather leave her and Kamari weaker, so my farming goes a little better for them with Waka's Overdrive on the Earth Eater. That way I don't have to do all of that at once. Like, I could just go ahead and farm all of the Fortune Spheres I'm going to need for everybody, but I don't want to do all of that in a row. Come on, Anima. This is your time to shine. I probably won't be using summons as much anymore after this, if at all, really. Might be some of the Dark Aeon fights where I'll pull them out as a shield once in a while or something like that. Gotta be getting pretty close again. There we go. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff off here. I haven't done it in a little while, I don't think, so we could have a little bit. Yeah, and these aren't too bad as far as making money on them. Especially the 4-slot one. That's not a terrible start for a weapon with her, but I'd also want to add break damage limit to it for sure. But she's already got magic booster on her Onion Knight, so yeah, and I don't really need to worry about magic booster with anybody else, I don't think. And how are we doing on Phoenix Downs? Yeah, we're under half at least. Okay. Check the grid. Okay, we're at 248. Oh, didn't really mean to back out there. He doesn't necessarily need all of this, but I know that Walk is farther behind. So I'd have to put him on the grid for him anyway. Yeah, and there was also that. Need more monospheres. Ambush, huh? Well, see if I care. You know what the toughest plushies in Spira. At least I like to think they're probably kind of like little plushies. Though I don't know who's making them. We'll just go for another one here quickly to get the mana filled up. Or up to 80, I guess, not filled up completely. Good enough to last me for a little while. Almost looked like the Onion Knight did a double hit there. I'm pretty sure it only counted as one as far as the damage goes. Yeah, maybe that's just the way the animation works there. Maybe I just didn't notice it before. Onion Knight with the overkill. Okay, let's go ahead and use it up for him and see where he's at. Yeah, he's at 250, so I need 2 more. Which means that'll use up all of them. So I'll actually probably want to do one more fight, I guess. Or no, I'll have 1 left over. Okay, that's good enough for me. Doesn't really matter here too much, I guess, but I can touch that one from here, so we'll just go to this one. And then if I do need more stats, there are at least 3 open ones right here. And another pretty good chunk around here. That should be a pretty good position to be in. As long as Yuna has enough levels to get there, and I think she should since it's backtracking. Or going over stuff I've already activated, I guess would probably be more accurate to say. Alright, let's take a look at it. Almost really beautiful, except for that luck. Just for the aesthetic of it and the uniformity, I would like to have that at 255 as well, but it takes a long time. They're all up there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and move them in. Do I have the right weapons on them? And we'll start off, I guess, with just moving them around through the 3 levels they do have. Formation-wise, just for my purposes, I'll put the 2 that I have completely done down at the bottom there. So we're going to auto-sort that again so that that magic sphere isn't at the top there anymore. Which way do I want to take him? Do we want to backtrack and just fill out the stuff? It'd be faster, I suppose, because he won't have to unlock new stuff. Although, I just want to kind of take a look at where he'd been. Kind of took an odd route with him all the way kind of around the edges, it seems like. Now that I'm at this point, I don't really remember why it worked out that way. Oh, we used up all the speed ones. Okay. First I was like, where the hell? Alright, well, let's do an ability. 2 power and 2 speed, I guess. And it's probably still my best shot to just go with this group to farm for the spears, because they're the strongest ones right now. You can take Fafnir out more quickly without having to use the overdrive. Well, if he got the ambush, at least I got that counterattack there. When I get Orin and Titus's strength up higher, they'll be a little bit more efficient because they have the auto haste equipped on their armor. The only thing that would help though is the enemy getting a turn, one less turn probably. Gonna do 2 power and 2 speed, I think is what I had said. Yeah, Lulu's do take a little longer here too, since you have the animation of the Onion Knight walking out there. I guess I'd rather not have her on haste. At least she can contribute the max damage though. Let's take him out. Alright, let's get some meth from him. I think that's the drug they call speed, right? Or one of them. Never done it myself, but had to work around plenty of people who have. Which I'm sure most people have been around people that have used that stuff, you just don't always know it. Unless they're really bad on it. Alright, and this should be the last one I need for now. I think what I'll do next, though, is before I forget to do it, let's try to challenge another one of the originals. I'll just touch the save sphere first to get us all healed up. Not that we're that far down, but I want to go in fully ready to go. And did I have everybody on Comrade? I think so. Because I think that's still the best possibility for me right now. Okay, we had done the first 4. I remember Neslug kind of being a pain in the butt. Go ahead and try it once at least. See how it works out for me. Should we just go in blazing right away? I think that's probably the best call. He has a mechanic where he does a... Well, I'll just let it play out if you haven't seen it. For those of you who are familiar with it, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. Actually, I have another idea here. Maybe do some really big damage quickly. I have an overdrive built up for Anima. Let's go ahead and use Oblivion. I don't know if that's going to hurt this guy or not very much, but we'll find out shortly. It didn't really work against Jumbo Flan. What about Neslug? One thing I appreciate about Neslug too is that he is a different enemy type. Like, we haven't seen anything that looks like this in the game so far. And I don't think there's anything else that does look like it either. Well, yeah, he goes into his shell and he starts healing. And I don't know if we can... Yeah, we can't damage him. Don't remember what it is you need to do to get him out of the shell, if you just need to wait him out. I think that's what it is. Yeah, like, I don't think he has... It's not like he has regen on, so I can't dispel him. What if I... try an Ultima on him? I don't think that'll do anything either. I think he's completely immune. Oh, no, that hurt, I guess. So can I double cast? Ultimas enough to get ahead of him on the recovery, or to see if we can outpace his damage to recovery ratio there. Okay, because he doesn't get a regen in between those. I think ideally the recommended strategy for this guy is to kind of count down on his health, figure out where he's at, and just take as much as you can, take him down as much as you can without triggering him going into the shell, and then do a really big move like Walker's attack reels, because I think that'll be enough to take him out at that point. So I guess since I didn't get Walker to the point that he was going to fill up another attack reel, I should have held on to the one I had built up for him to start out the fight. But we'll see if I can still do this. He will come back out after a while, but I think it might be after he's like completely re-healed himself. And from what I can see so far, he's only healing like 30,000 for every 180,000 damage I'm doing to him. We'll have to see how much his regen varies. But I haven't seen him like doing 90,000 on it yet. One of them might have been 70 some. Okay, there's a 62. I didn't do double cast. Walk is the one with haste. I should probably put haste on the girls, because I don't want to use up Walker's MP too quickly. And I guess then, let's see if you can actually beat him when he's in the shell. I don't know about that. I would think he still has a maximum MP. No, I was gonna do double cast and use Ace Dega, but it only works for black magic. Well, I'll waste her turn to do this, and hopefully it'll pay off for me. He's back up. He's not going to heal anymore, I don't think. Oh, maybe that... Okay, that just means we beat him. Oh. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. We beat the shell. But either way, I think now we can just haul ass and hit him with physical attacks. Let's see what he's going to try to do. He's going to slime me. No. It did put some negative effects on us. I do have U's for everybody now, though, so let's just throw up one of those. Yeah, I think it cursed us, too, so I can't build up overdrives, but we're not to the point that that's going to happen here anyway, it doesn't look like. Because he can't do enough damage against these characters to fill Walker's overdrive with Comrade. So I might be past the point where Comrade's a viable overdrive option as well. Oh, with that, it might have been. In that case, maybe I should go ahead and use a holy water here. And maybe on his next turn, if he does that tongue action again and takes somebody out, we can build up an overdrive. Or we can just overkill him. Oh, yeah, with max stats, he's not necessarily tough, but with that whole healing himself in his shell thing, if you try this a little bit earlier, he can certainly be a pain in the butt. But that's another original down. Guess I could have tried to steal from him too. Eh, whatever. I don't probably need anything that he had. And he drops Dark Matter and a triple score. Okay, now let's go back. Well, let me just look at that list there. Yeah, I don't want to do any more of them right now. But what do we have left? We have Ultima Buster and Shinryu. And after I beat those two, since I've beaten everything else, that should unlock this one. I think Ultima Buster is like the... what do you call him? The keeper? The dragon type enemy you gotta fight when you get to the top of Mount Gagazet before you go into Xanarkin. He looks like that, I'm pretty sure, and Shinryu is actually like an underwater one that you gotta fight like you did in the via Purifico, where it was every Altana, the zombie creature, I think. So he's that type of character. Not zombie, I don't think, but fighting underwater. And he looks like that. Alright, with the rest of the time, let's go ahead and move on the spear grid here. And see if I get to the point where I have enough time left to do more Don Tomberry. If I can use up these levels or not. Seems like these would be kind of a pain to come back and get them. I'm just gonna grab those now. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but either way, it's gonna have to go out of my way a little bit. No, that's not where I wanted to go. Yeah, this is the part that was a dead end, so let's do that, even though I hadn't taken him there before. I don't want to leave it behind. Next time I'll probably start out with a little bit of more Earth Eater farming for Fortune Spheres, at least try to get enough built up for these guys maybe. So that'll cut in half what I need yet for my Earth Eater farming, because I'll save what I need for Riku and Kamari until I'm done with Orin and Titus completely. And then I'll just go ahead and farm how many Fortune Spheres I'm going to need for them before we start moving them further around the sphere grid. So it doesn't matter how tough I get them at that point. Or I could just use a different method to fill up Waka's overdrive during that fight. But I'd rather stick to what I know is working here. Well, either way, this is going to come back around, it looks like, so... I guess I didn't really think of him going that way. I was thinking of going around to get to that, but if he's going to go that way anyway, let's just do this first. Yeah, and I did get a comment. I saw that, yeah, if you max everybody out, basically a lot of the characters end up being kind of the same. And yeah, that's true. It's kind of like Final Fantasy VI, I suppose, in that aspect, where each character can max out stats and learn all the spells and all that. So then the difference becomes your special abilities. And like in this game, the difference becomes the overdrives. So towards the end, there are some of the overdrives that just make some of the characters a little less useful. I would note that Lulu's, to me at least, is quite a bit less useful. And I think overall, I'm not alone on that. Another one would probably be Kamari. Some of his stuff isn't too bad, but overall it just doesn't compare quite as well to some of the best stuff you can get. And even Orin's, his overdrive just doesn't quite compare either. I'd use him a lot just because I like him as a character. Okay, once again, that's one that I wasn't aware that it was going to go that way for me. And Yuna's, it depends how much you want to use the Aeons for whether or not her overdrive is useful to you. Which leaves us with Titus being useful because once he's powered up enough and you have a break damage limit weapon for him, his Blitz Ace can hit multiple times, so it's pretty good. Same for Wakka's attack reels, which I'm pretty sure the attack reels still end up being better than the Blitz Ace as far as number of hits you can get. And then Riku. Her overdrive doesn't, or at least for me, it doesn't really come into play as far as doing damage. It's more of a defensive strategy, I guess. That's not where I was trying to move. I thought I had it on that one. So yeah, I mean, that would be the recommended party, I would guess, for fighting the toughest bosses in the game would be Riku, Titus, and Wakka. I'm sure other people have certain strategies where they can use the other people and be just fine. And if you want to challenge yourself, I would bet almost any boss can be beat, or maybe not even almost any. I'm sure all of them could be beat with any party you want. It's just a matter of how long the fight's going to take and how difficult it's going to be. Go up over here and finish these first. It went to the wrong note again for me. Let's just do that. I think in other playthroughs sometimes I've defaulted to using Auron, Riku, and Wakka just because I don't get the Khalid Bulg for Titus and I don't get break damage limit on a weapon for him. And plus I don't like Blitz Ace as much as I like attack reels anyway. Probably just because I'm not as used to using it. Okay. That's all done. And this is the way to move forward here. Is that one activated? No, it's not. Okay. Gonna use up all my speed here, though. Wonder if I can finish out today without having to farm more, or if I'll need to, or I can get all this done. Okay, most of this is done. I think take it down. No, that's actually going down a path I haven't been on yet. I keep forgetting that this doesn't connect here. I thought I could get to this that way. But no, that would involve going all the way back over here and going down there, I guess, to get to that. So for now, I'll rather keep moving up this way. I guess I can use this and take this down that way too. I think I'll go up and finish this corner first though. Okay, there's none in there. Got a few up there. I think I'll grab this one on the way by here. Yep, I had all this done. So over here, this will be the next spot to head to. No, not quite. I didn't look closely enough at the grid here. I thought it was just going to go up around the outside there, but clearly not. And yeah, all this stuff is speed. We probably will run out here sooner rather than later. Yep, I'm gonna run out in the middle of this next batch over here, but I think I have enough to finish it. All right, now from here, I think I want to go to here next then. We should have enough to get there, right? Yeah, no problem. but that is another speed one, so I'll need to stop and farm a little bit. More speed coming up, but then we got some strength down here. And we'll almost be done as far as his backtracking portions. And then I'll just have to move on to actually covering new ground. Let's bring the ringers back in to fight Fafnir. Yuna got the kill that time. Seems like a lot of them have been Lulu with the way it's worked out. So yeah, we're not quite going to get any Tomburian today. And next time, of course, we'll start out with moving Titus around after I do some Earth Eater fights. So it'll be a little while before we get into that. Son of a gun. Forgot to do the extract speed. And this time I'll probably only get 2 of them because it would have been a dark matter drop, right? Punish me further, game. Sure. My mistake. I deserve it, right? I still don't want it to happen, though. Okay, it didn't punish me there. Let's also sell weapons, though, and armor. Mostly because I wanted to point out if anybody didn't see it when it dropped. I thought that's what it said, but Riku got a Deus Ex Machina. Very clever game. And it's just all 4 of the elemental strikes. Not worth very much. Yeah, there was a triple AP drop we got. What am I doing here? Orin. Spear Grid. speed. Well, let's see if I can get rid of his last 14 levels here yet today quickly. The only thing is, I'm moving towards the area of the sphere grid here. Where I started to put a lot of that luck in. So I won't have enough to do that. That's probably where he'll stall out and where I'll call it for today. I'll just, yeah, use what I have. Which is, yeah, only 3 of them. There's more than that around here. Okay. Where's he at? Still got a ways to go, but we got most stuff up around 100 at least. Some of them are almost 200. And what party am I gonna want? I'm gonna want Kamari back up here and Riku. Okay, that looks good. So yeah, we'll call it here for today. Next time we'll pick up with some Earth Eater fighting to farm some Fortune Spheres, and we'll keep moving Orin and Titus around the grid. Even though I didn't really move Titus around the grid, but you know what I mean, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've been enjoying the content so far, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.